People, deluded. Now, I don't personally know why I'm making this video at this moment in time. I just feel, obviously, if you don't know already, we're playing Liverpool in a couple of hours. Quick little plug of what I'll be doing before I carry on. If you are not at the game or not watching the game at the pub and whatnot, I'll be on Arsenal Fan TV doing what I believe is called a watch along. So I'll more or less be doing live commentary of the game. Of course, eventually you will get my post-game analysis and all of these other things, people. As you know, I'll consistently do and never leave you without it. But yeah, man, if you want to see that, quick little plug of that, make sure you head over to there. I believe it will be in the build-up to kick-off. Don't quote me, but an hour before kick-off and obviously during the game. So if you're not doing anything, if you've got a computer, I'd appreciate if you tuned in. But we're playing Liverpool, as I've said, people. Now, the sun is shining. I don't know where you lot live, with all due respect, but the sun is shining in North London. The weather is nice. It's not an Hill Carnival tomorrow and Monday. It's just good vibes, people. Obviously, Norwich and Chelsea is half-time at the moment. It's 2-2. Everything's going well. It's almost the calm before the storm now. Because of how we've been this summer and the transfers and how we've been doing with the business and how we've started off the season, there's a lot of optimism, people. I am guilty of optimism. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm optimistic of getting a positive result against Liverpool at the risk of looking stupid in a matter of hours. But when I move my optimism away and stuff like that, people, and look at it and move away from the optimism, like I said, it's a big ask, people. At worst, I want to win. Don't get it twisted, people, or confused. I'm not here with no defeative attitude. But realistically, when we move away from the optimism, this game has probably come too early. Now, that don't make no sense by the same token, because games are coming thick and fast. We've got to play Liverpool sometime. Better get out of the way. I'm saying that is because we haven't got our full choice defence. We're clearly having teething problems, I assume, with what Emery is trying to install for the long run this season. So with that in consideration, and just where our team is at the moment, to the beast we're playing in Liverpool, I want to see a performance. I want to leave there with some credibility, but at the same time, how confident can I be of a result, people? Like I said, I'm always optimistic, supporting my team, and like I said, the new season and stuff. But when I look at the two sides, I've given you the tactical things. At worst comes to worst, if we don't walk away with, I'll bite your arm off for a point or 3, we need to, no loss is respectable, but a respectable loss, a 2-0, a 3-1, a 3-2, something where we leave with face. We can't leave where Mane's had a couple, Salah's got a couple, Firmino's got a couple, the front three are bored, so you'll see a Milner or Wijnaldum or someone weird like Joe Gomez might just pop up for a header to rub further salt in the wounds. None of that can take place, people. I want to see us put in a result. Statistically, it's a mismatch. It does look like a mismatch. Of course, where the two teams are in that, Klopp, they're going for I assume they're going for the league again. They're European Champions League winners. They've got a good side and they've had that side for a while. We're still getting to grips. I'm not saying we should get battered. I'm expecting a positive result. I'm expecting them to go out there and believe they can win, because I believe we can if we do what we need to do and we deal with, first and foremost, recognise that Anfield is going to be buzzing, so cancel out the 12th man, have a bit of game management and be proactive to understanding that this game is going to come down to finer margins, people. I don't know why I made this vid, but it's just from reading some statistics, and let's go through a couple of them. In our last 7 Premier League games against Liverpool, we've conceded 23. I don't want to see that stat change into 26 or 30 or mad scorelines like that after this. We've conceded 22 in our last 6 visits to Anfield. Mo Salah scored 4 in 5 against Arsenal. Obviously, I copied and pasted that. I copied and pasted that. What else was I going to say? Before I move on to Gwendolzi's little segment and whatnot, I wanted to bring up the stats, people. I think Unibet had some good other stats. I thought, let me just throw them in here because I've started already, people. We already know about Salah's goal scoring record. Firmino's got 8 in his last 7. Mane's got 4 in his last 6 against us. I'm only saying that purely because I already mentioned Salah, so I might as well continue with that. Oh, this ain't nothing of any relevance, people. Some dead stats, man. I thought this... I saw another article. Apologies, people. There was a good article where it showed everything. Oh, here we go. Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 8 games against Arsenal. No competitions, drawing 4 and winning 4. They last enjoyed a longer run in February 2000, 14 games. We're obviously without a win in our last 6 to Anfield. What else? We've conceded 2 or more goals in each match. This statistic says in our last 6. We're without a win in our last 6. So this should be motivation for the players. I want to win. This, obviously, people, I don't want to get... If we do lose, like I said, to a degree, I don't want to say I expect us to lose, but Liverpool's a stronger team than us right now. If we lose, I don't want to see, regardless of what I'm saying, I don't want to see people getting carried away, and you know how fans carry on already with how they'll go at the manager and several players. I don't want to see any of that if we lose. But equally, if we win, get gas, people. It's a big result for us. Like I said, we've had no joy playing Liverpool. Well, we've drawn in that, but playing Liverpool, let alone winning at Anfield. So by all means, gas it to the high heavens, but let's keep some perspectives. If we do win, let's not get excited and say we can do this and the other. It's the first checkbook. It's the first checkbook. It's the first tick on the board, people. Because yeah, as an Arsenal fan, we're not used to winning these games recently and whatnot, and we should get gas. But by the same token, these sort of results, these games, they're far and beyond, so we gas it, but it needs to become the minimum. If we do win, putting in a performance, defending, game management, all the other positive things you need to win a game, that needs to become the minimum. And no matter how gas you get, you got to go do it again next week. Liverpool against Spurs, you got Liverpool and Spurs. Realistically, people, I think we can get 4 points. We should be trying to get 4 points. Of course, I would love 3 points from each game, and of course I would love I'll walk away with 2 points. We'll lose immediate ground on our rivals and whatnot, but at the end of the day, drawing against Spurs and Liverpool when you've got them back to back this early in the season isn't the worst of results, people. Let's be honest. If the players, let's get on to Guendouzi quickly, in fact. Last year at Anfield, it was not our finest hour, but it's very different to last season. It's a new game and a new team, so I don't see why it should be the same result. Pause that for a sec, people. These players, they need to remember what it felt like losing at Anfield, the inquest that went into it, the personal pride they were all shot, the negative feelings and connotations with that game. They need to capture that emotion and use it to fuel them, people. Because you don't want to, like I said, if we lose and it's a thing where we've been committed, we've been in the trenches and we've just lost because Liverpool are a better side, what can anyone say? We leave the field with credibility. But what I don't want to see is people not following runners, people switching off at corners, counter-attacks where it's 3v2 for Liverpool. These sort of things, people. And I'm not trying to name drop players into it, people, but Aubameyang and Lacazette in particular, I'm looking to, if both of them start then cool or one or whatever, I'm looking to Aubameyang, because as much as I love him and he scores goals and he does his thing, when I look at, yeah, he scored in big games, but when I look in particular against the top 6, do I necessarily feel he's walked away with the best of performances? No, and he's actually been speaking prior. Lacazette, for example, said this season we're going to see a new Lacazette. Guendouzi, if he starts, has been very bullish. Not just these 3, every player has been bullish in regards to the new season and obviously playing Liverpool. Socrates has been speaking. I'm not saying just because you spoke doesn't mean we need to win or whatever, but I'm expecting a committed performance, because talking is cheap. Doing is very expensive, people, and make no excuse, away from the tactical aspects and stuff, this is going to be a demanding game. We're going to have to cover a lot of ground just by looking at Liverpool's midfield. So I'm going to need to see certain things today. Like I said, you can't, come the final whistle at Anfield, we can't walk away with that without any real credibility as a side, man. I don't want to hear an inquest. I don't want to hear nonsense, people, really and truly. Moving on, no Premier League fixture has seen more goals than the matches between Liverpool and Arsenal. In 54 games, we've seen 155 goals. Like I said earlier with our defence, I'm pretty sure no Arsenal fan would love it, but no Arsenal fan expects to keep a clean sheet today. If we were to win, it's a 3-2, 2-1, one of these sort of things. If we keep a clean sheet, cool. But there's a lot of teething problems. It's not our first choice defence, and it's been too early in the season to see if we've really improved defensively. So you've got to probably factor in, we're going to concede a goal some way or the other, people. So we're probably going to have to outscore Liverpool, and the only way to outscore them is really to make our chances count and to minimise the mistakes and the defensive mishaps from our side. Liverpool have to do the same, and like I said, Liverpool have every reason to possibly, I don't preach overconfidence, but they've got every reason to be overconfident against Arsenal, because just statistically looking at it, we have not given them a match. I'm under no illusions. Henderson's spoken about it and Klopp has spoken about it. They're not going to take us for any mincemeat. We were playing a tough Liverpool side last season alone. Yeah, they've had teething issues this season, like I've spoken about in other vids, especially defensively. They lost one game, forgive me if I'm wrong, in the Premier League. This is a tough team to beat. So we're going to need to, the minimum requirement is maximum effort, as someone once said as well, people. This game has also seen the most hat tricks in the Premier League as well. Fowler's got 2. Thierry Henry, Crouch, Arshavin, and Firmino have also done the same thing. We've lost 13 Premier League away games away to Liverpool at Anfield. We've only lost more to United. So on one hand, losing to them sides isn't good, isn't the worst of results. But on the other hand, this is something to do something, man. This is really something we need to go out there and do, man. So we need to do. Like I said, on the back of the last relevant stat, really, on the back of them not losing, they've gone 41 Premier League games without defeat at Anfield. So it's gonna be rocking, people. It's gonna be rocking. And like I said, statistically for Aubameyang, if you look at him, he has scored 3 goals in 13 Premier League games against the Big Six, averaging a goal every 356 minutes. He's way more potent, obviously, against the lesser sides. I'm not belittling him, but I'm looking at my star striker. I'm not saying he will make the difference, of course, if he scores his goals, but I'm not saying winning or losing is purely at Aubameyang's feet, people. But I need to see something from everybody today, especially the key players. Like I said, people, I'm not expecting everyone to be Superman and us to go there and smack Liverpool in 3-0 and everybody says it's a new Arsenal and all of this. I would love that. Of course I would love to. Don't get confused. I would love to say all this. But I'm just saying I want to leave that game. Keyword, I'm saying leave that game with